Welcome. Obviously an exciting night for the Milwaukee Bucks. We just drafted Donte DiVincenzo with the 17th pick. Very excited to add a player like him to our roster. Man of high character, highly competitive, athletic, has good size for a combo guard, can shoot the ball, and he's a proven winner. So we're really excited. With that, we'll take questions.
The other day you mentioned wanting a player who could shoot, rebound, play defense, have positional size. When you were talking about that type of player, were you thinking of Donte DiVincenzo in that moment? Was he a guy you've been targeting for a while?
Yeah, so we have a group of guys that we target when we go through this process. Donte was our guy. If you were up there and saw the elation in our room when he got there, we were worried about it. We thought he was going to go a bit before us. But for us to be able to get him and do the things that you said, again, a guy that has positional size, that can shoot, pass, dribble, defend at a high level, and compete, and again, win at a high level. He's proven he can do that. Very excited to have him.
John, was there one thing that really separated him? You talked about a variety of things he can do well, and there was a variety of players who were kind of in that combo guard area at 17. Was there one thing specific to your roster and the way Coach Bud wants to run things that separated Donte?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was one thing from necessarily a basketball standpoint. When you get to spend time with these young men and go through this process with them and learn about them at every facet of their life, not only as athletes but as people, Donte really surfaced as just an elite competitor, a really genuine, high character person, and someone that has a high intellect on the court and off the court. And so I think a lot of the guys in that group have similar skill sets and similar abilities, but his ability to compete, think the game, and he's proven to be part of winning at a high level was really important for us. And we think that gives him a chance to possibly help us this year and more importantly, going forward.
John, everyone knows Donte from the national championship game, but were you scouting him throughout the year? Did you go to when they played Marquette at the Bradley Center? Did you scout him at those games?
Yeah, of course, and not only this year. I mean, we've been scouting Donte and all these players for their entire careers, and he's had a really successful career with the Villanova team, and part of 2 national championship teams, a most outstanding player, most recently, and just part of winning again at a high level. So we've had a lot of opportunities to watch Donte play.
John, you mentioned those Villanova teams over here on your left. You mentioned those Villanova teams. It feels like they play a similar type of basketball, similar brand of basketball to Coach Bud. Was that attractive to you that he is already kind of a system player that can do all those different things?
Yeah, Eric, I mean, good observation. So there's no doubt Villanova plays a pro-style game, and I think things like that absolutely help a player, I think, acclimate quicker than maybe guys that don't. Not every college team plays a pro-style, but Nova does, and I think because of that you've seen guys in the past like Josh Hart and others that have been able to come in and plug and play sooner than others, and that was a factor for sure.
John, for a guy to compete like the way Donte did, mainly off the bench, what can that show you about what kind of player he's going to be, the competitiveness, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think in doing our homework and talking to not only people in the Villanova organization, but people that he played against and coaches that he played against, a lot of people would say that Donte, if not the best player on that team, was one of the top 2 or 3 players on that team. And to watch him come off the bench for the majority of the time and contribute and produce the way that he did shows that he really not only says that he wants to play a role in winning and will sacrifice and do whatever it takes to win, that he actually did it. And not only did he do it, he did it at a high level. And I think for a guy like that, again, to pick someone that will fit our system and fit the way that we want to play and fit our roster, that was key.
John, you've talked about getting a guy that can help right away, possibly. Could you elaborate a bit on how you think he could fit into that and maybe give you something right away?
Yeah, well, first I would say that's hard to do, right? So for any rookie to come in and play, it doesn't always happen. It's a hard thing to do, particularly when you're drafting 17. The things that we think give him a chance and an opportunity to do that are his physical toughness, the level at which he competes, and the fact that he can shoot the basketball. And I, not to compare him to Sterling Brown, but those are a lot of the things that we liked Sterling last year when he drafted him and thought that he could come in and help and contribute. And so to what level he's able to do that in game situations is to be determined. There's no doubt in our mind that he's going to contribute to the roster in other ways, on the roster, in practice, in the locker room, in other ways, again, because of his character and his just willingness to be part of winning.